I do understand that we all might at times miss some of the most important details that could have changed the narrative of many scenarios, but that's just the nature of life. We are not meant to ever notice everything around us. We are meant to live spontaneously without trying to take advantage of every little detail. Like, for example, at times you might get asked, "How haven't you noticed me when I was waving to you and calling you out from the other side of the road?" Well, perhaps I was too deeply concerned, thinking of a specific situation I'm going through. Or, even if I noticed you, what are you going to do if I say that I ignored you on purpose? And before this becomes more heated, let me get to our next guy, who decided to explore a very old place. An abandoned agricultural boarding school called Liceo Agricola San Rafael. It's surrounded by old trees. The man on his way to the entrance noticed a shoe hanging on a tree. He was confused. This place has been abandoned for decades. How is this thing hanging in there? It does tend to be a student shoe. This was his first sign to evade. But where is the entertainment if he did that? I don't care. He should go in there, investigate the whole building, and give us our dose of the paranormal. So he did, and it was really dark in there. Vandalism all around, empty classes, empty chairs, as if they were supposed to be filled with students. Like, why did I have to say empty? They are obviously empty. Or are they? This is the question we will get the answer to in the next episode. The man began hearing noises echoing through the building, though the most intriguing sound he heard was the footsteps. I earlier discussed the fact that we miss lots of details. This man right here had zero protection instincts. He went by missing the two most important details in the whole investigation. I might understand the first one, when a face was seen peeking at him before sliding back to where it peeked from, since it was really swift. But the second one, the figure was literally standing right where he had his flashlight aiming. This was creepy because that means he was being watched from the dark the whole time.
Permiso. Aló. Oh, miren, tenemos una cama en aparente muy buen estado, ¿eh? Miren amigos, lo que acabo de encontrar justamente en la entrada del colegio, vemos una zapatilla colgando de un árbol. ¿Qué significado tiene esta vieja y tétrica zapatilla aquí? ¿Será de algún alumno? La verdad que no entiendo nada. Y ahora sí amigos, vamos a ingresar de lleno a este Liceo Agrícola San Rafael. Sonó como un balazo. Acaba de sonar un balazo amigos. Espero que haya sido lejos. ¿Qué parte pisar? ¿Qué parte no pisar? Concha tu madre. ¿Escucharon eso? Hola. Mierda. Sonó algo. No sé si fue aquella rueda. Completamente quemado. ¿Por qué la gente tiene que destruir todo? ¿Por qué en Chile no cuidamos y no respetamos los lugares abandonados? La verdad que me da una pena y una rabia enorme. Pero bueno, hay que seguir adelante. No sé qué pasó aquí, pero no puedo seguir avanzando por este lado. Voy a ir a buscar ahora el internado para mostrárselo. Porque está bajando muy rápido la temperatura y hace mucho frío. ¿Quién anda ahí? ¿Quién anda ahí? Mierda. Ah, concha tu madre. No sé si estoy mal. No sé si ustedes escucharon bien lo mismo, pero bueno, no creo que sea algo más. Han pasado muchos ruidos y hay mucha corriente de viento, que es lo más probable que suceda en estos lugares así. En ese momento yo seguía grabando sin notar nada extraño, pero al revisar las imágenes más tarde me di cuenta de algo aterrador. Fíjate bien, algo o alguien se asoma por un instante y luego acaba de sonar un ruido potente. No sé si son de allá. Miren. ¿Quién anda ahí? No alcancé a grabarlo, pero sonó por acá. Pareciera que fuera esta puerta. ¿Quién anda ahí? Venimos desde allá, desde la parte de los baños, y lo que vemos aquí es, miren, un camarote quizás de qué año o quizás quién fue el último que lo ocupó. Acá podemos ver parte de los casilleros muy, pero muy antiguos por lo cierto. Y aquí tenemos una puerta que seguramente da, bueno, da al baño y no sé si hay una pieza especial porque está como castigado. Fíjense, la puerta está completamente rota. Aquí tenemos otro casillero.
The fact that this man missed the second apparition not only in real time, but also in post-production speaks to me. It says that if he were to be attacked, he may not even run because he still doesn't notice that he is being attacked. I don't ever recommend people collect dolls, even though I myself am guilty of doing so, but it's never a good idea. Even if you want to buy them for your kids, there are much better, much safer options for that situation. But why is the real question. I mean, what could an innocent little kid toy possibly do? Keep that description for your kids when someone asks you how they are in the house, because these little toys you're calling innocent are the devil's favorite spot to take over. That's why Janita, who's from Argentina, in the next video is struggling. I don't know if the man has kids or not, but he clearly has way more toys than the average person of his age. Even though during the videos there were no traces of any family around, you can only guess in this situation. When did the problem start with Janita? I have no idea. I have never talked to the man, nor did I visit him before, but it's somewhere when he brought that baby doll. The situation escalated quickly, and the other toys began all acting funky too, and the whole house became a host for their paranormal activities. He was once on his bed when he had to check the source of the Baby Shark song. Some of you may say it was uploaded to YouTube, but I'm not referring to the source of the song itself, but rather what caused it to be played in Janita's house. How stupidly scary. He discovered it was the car toy that was playing the song. He had to take it outside and leave it there. There is also a story mentioned that he once took the baby doll out and left it there, only to find it inside the house the next day somehow. The atmosphere gets more intense in the bedroom though, not for the reasons you must have in mind, if you're thinking dirty in this case, but rather because much of the knockings on the door occur in that spot. Janita wouldn't catch a breath and turns his back before the door shuts on him. It became so intense that the speaker was playing songs on its own nonstop, even when it was unplugged.
Vaya, pues. Estaba escuchando unos ruidos que venían de la pieza acá. ¿Qué mierda? Esto siempre tiene que pasar a la noche, hermano. Siempre tiene que pasar a la noche, brother. ¿Vos qué onda? ¿Vas a hablar ahora vos? ¿Vas a hablar? ¿Eh? No vas a hablar, no vas a hablar. No sé la verdad. ¿Qué decir? Mirá, mirá, escúchame. Punto número uno. Si vos pensás que me va a asustar cerrando y abriendo puertita, me podés comer bien los huevos, ¿está? Punto 2. Si te gusta abrir y cerrar puertita, me podés limpiar los platos, barrer un poquito, ¿sí? Y punto 3, me voy a dormir y te vas a dejar de romper la pelota, ¿estamos? ¿Eh? Nah, es increíble. Bueno, bienvenidos a mi sitcom. No. No puede ser, no. No, 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 no. ¿Sabes qué? Me vas a comer. No, 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 me vas a comer. Me vas a comer bien la pija, ¿sabes? ¿Mm? Actividad paranormal. Me dio huevo, ¿eh? Ahí va. Tuki, ¿eh? Ahí va. Ahí va. Ahí está. Perfecto. Ahí está. Actividad paranormal. La verga. No, chupame. No puede ser, hermano. ¿Cómo me van a robar el contenido, boludo? Pero quieren hacer contenido. Jueguen a la Ouija en su casa, ¿entendés? Y cuando el fantasma los quiera coger a la noche, graban haciendo chiste y listo, boludo. Mirá qué fácil, pero no puede ser, loco. ¿Qué piensan ustedes? Tal cual, como dicen, boludo. ¿Dónde está? Acá, escúchame, ¿vos qué pensás de todo esto, boludo? O sea, es así. ¿Cómo van a hacer contenido? ¿Viste? Es como está diciendo él. Es como está diciendo él. Tal cual. Tal cual como está diciendo él. ¿Eh? No puede ser, flaco. No puede ser. Basta. 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 Dios mío, boludo. Bueno. Esto ya está. Ya me está rompiendo mucho, mucho las pelotas, ¿eh? Bueno, está bien, está bien, está bien. Bueno, supongo que la pija. Nah. ¿Perdón? ¿Perdón? Escúchame una cosa. No te hago verga porque sos de mamá. Y le tengo más miedo a ella, ¿sabes? Mucho más miedo a ella. Segundo, vos vas a hacer lo que yo te digo, ¿está claro? Vos no me vas a decir a mí lo que me vas a decir a mí, ¿entendiste? Si yo quiero que te apague, te apagás. Igual buena onda, porque a mí también me gusta los Ramazzotti, así que...
The part when the speaker was playing music was semi-muted by me because the song it was playing is copyright claimed. You have to excuse me in that case and excuse the ghost for not being aware of what songs are protected on YouTube. And I saved some good for last. Yes, the next video may look weak and crap, and it's not fit for this list. But believe me, the power that it has and the effect that it can leave in your heart, it's so scary that you may look away at some point. Even I looked away. That's the exact same thing I have said to the last woman I was with. I tried to convince her, but she laughed so hard she had a heart attack that day. They were investigating behind the case, and good thing she didn't pass away. The police didn't believe me until they heard from her, and at the moment one of the policemen tried to defend me, but the woman heard him and had a stroke and passed away. I mean, it looks weak, but it's a tricky one. And so does the next video, where we have two men from Indonesia investigating a cemetery for some reason. Now keep in mind, I also thought they were in the jungle because the only clear thing I was able to see was some leaves, but according to the source, it was a cemetery. Anyways, they were looking around when they found something peeking at them from behind a tree.
Aning, ganito mo malayo. Sige. Aduh, marah nih. Marah sebesar yakin marah sih. Ya, marah saya udah kentangkan lah. Jadi sih, aduh. Kis banget maning. Punten, Mbah. Punten, Mbah. Punten, Mbah. Kok ada tekelan nyong, Mbah. Enak ya. Yo, ini kan tuan yo. Ada tambahan ya kan. Kir sorong kir. Kir sorong kir. Kir teman-teman kir. Kiki, kulon. Yang itu tidak. Senang yang serapa enak ya. Nah, urung-urung toko cila. Jaren gondi ini gila. Semua dan jalan naik. Kingon gitu semua. Oh, banyak nih. Asal apa sih? Indi. Kendi gitu ke palang-palang gue. Sumpah weh. Ajang lomboni ki nyong ora perlu guli nyuting kok. Nyurung lomboni yo. Nang tengah-tengah gue ne plinteng. Sing bener lah. Ada Melayu mau disit gitu. Apa sih Melayu? Mau disit gitu. Apa lagi? Pilih ke mana apa lagi? Ya, pilih ke mana aja kan. Disit katon apa jenahna. Nyurung benar. Berapa lagi cila? Subhanallah. Ini. Asal bukti doi. Allah Akbar. Mantap semua soalnya. Temenan kita yakin aja mari pun iki maning ya. Aja mari pun iki maning. Kita ngono medenya asli iki ya. Me tahu gelane. June iki lagi madan banter. Marora to ya wis. Tinggon ngene iki madan padang lah. Jer. Kir corongi. Ya santai lah. Pranang printing iki kok. Kita mantan padang atau nek. Ini. Subhanallah. Tebar nazil. Tegenanan. Apa sih gue? Maning. Kayak gimana gini? Bosano. Sing bener. Tapi boleh bisa, Bos. Subhanallah. Astagfirullah. Cuma kita kudu balik.
Look, I don't know what this is, but with the low quality of the video, it makes it even scarier. It looks like a baby covered in a white coat. Oh wait, is that the kid I left with that lady 15 years ago? Because I think she was from Indonesia. She came up to me with him and told me that I'm now a father, and ever since then, I have never talked to an Indonesian woman. Davo, the man who once bought a doll from a random vendor on the street for $1, is back. I didn't even know he was on the channel before until I double-checked on him, and yeah, he was featured. It's that one man whom I found attractive from a content standpoint, so you don't misunderstand me. The guy is back with more creepy footage. For instance, one night he was awake late at night doing what I do best, editing. I don't do much editing on this channel, by the way, so you don't hold me accountable for what I said. Anyways, he was editing some videos before he heard some loud knockings at his entrance door. He immediately rushed there. He didn't stop at the door, he opened it, and he found no one. Usually, that would be it for anyone living in a haunted house, but not for this dude though. He took it a step further. Or should I say, a couple of steps further, since he had to climb a ladder to see who was upstairs. As I forgot to mention, he also heard heavy footsteps from the ceiling. That night, he found no one up there, which takes us to the other night when he heard similar sounds from the ceiling. He went up there again, and he found no one until he investigated the whole roof, where something terrifying caught his attention. A creepy figure lurking at him, crouching still. The lucky dude didn't fall back down. Instead, he took one step at a time. This was the beginning of a new tale of creepy occurrences, as he was once outside when he noticed a similar figure by the window of an abandoned house where his friend was investigating. She didn't see that figure, even though she just showed up by that very same window moments after it vanished. If you thought that figure wasn't specifically aiming at this man, then look no further, as one night he found a figure. It might not be the same, but that one was inside his house.
Escucharon, ¿no? Son las 12:09 de la madrugada. Yo estoy trabajando. Desde hace rato se escucha. Otra vez. Espérame, ¿eh? No salgas, ¿eh? ¿Quién está ahí? Es que no tenemos escaleras. Voy a subir. Yo subo por aquí. Voy a subir. Esperen. Desde que llegué a la casa le dije a Gabriela que había alguien ahí. Chucho se fue a asomar, no. Y se ve bien puto raro, miren. Tiene una pinche jeta. Tiene los ojos brillosos. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Sí estás grabando? ¿Estás grabando? ¿Y no grabaste nada? Ahorita te enseño el video para que veas. Sobres. Cuidado. A ver, ahorita vemos el video de Gaby. Voy a grabar por si... Otra vez, trabajando. Son las 12:31 de la noche. Y otra vez. Y estoy solo. Ya me cansé, en serio, ya me cansé. Ya estoy cansado. Otra vez. Ahí se ve la otra vez. ¿Se acuerdan? No hay nada. Me subo rápido. ¡Ay, no mames! celular. ¿Lo vieron? Estaba ahí. No mames, ya no sé qué hacer. ¿Qué es esto, cabrón? Son las 4:16 de la mañana. Recuerden que yo me duermo con la tele encendida. Escuchan, ¿no? Estoy tocando la puerta. Es que lo tengo que enfrentar. Pendejo. Voy a encender la luz. Para los que me ponen en los comentarios acerca de que hago cortes en la cámara.
I don't think the figure in his house was the same as the other two. The other two are most likely one figure appearing at separate locations, but this one looked different and smelled different, and don't ask me how I could sniff it. I would never say there is a crazier financial idea than throwing your money at some vintage property unless there is some tricky situation that led you to purchase it. Such as, for example, if you had inherited the place and then were forced to sell it under some conditions, and then got the chance to buy it back at some point. But the couple in the next video had the idea to buy a 1903 Victorian home. Yeah, you heard that date right. It was built back in that year. To make things even more interesting, after they stayed in it for some time and began experiencing strange phenomena, they noticed esoteric symbols and alignments throughout the property. For instance, the front porch features two columns aligned with the hunter's moon, and the top of the house forms a triangle, potentially signifying Masonic or mystical design choices. Also, the house was originally built by a Freemason, and then they end up surprised when they start experiencing some paranormal activities. Like, that's the least you should expect from such a house. On one occasion, his wife heard some footsteps and knocks coming from the roof. After they investigated it, they couldn't find any real reason that would cause such noises. Then, from their security camera, they saw what looked like a small creature that passed by the camera. The husband yet again went there to see if he could find any trace of anyone but came up short. The house is easily haunted.
Michael, hurry! Come here. What's right here?
Above here, Stairs. Shh.
What?
Stop. Alright, Fiona has to go upstairs. Girls, go upstairs.
Come on, come on. Currently hearing some weirdo stuff on the monitors. Sounds like our cat, but it's like weird. But it's not. Is it a mimic?
Yeah, it's gonna mimic you.
Oh my god, what is it?
Where's your home hawk? Is it working or not?
Yeah, let me look at it. Yes! Oh my god. You don't even have anything to take down there. There was something small. I'm gonna freak out. Michael, what is that? Look, Zaria's even awake. Like, I'm gonna throw up. I wish I would have caught it. Something ran across the screen. I am not even kidding. That's my husband now going downstairs.
And they would come at you saying, "What can we do, guys?" Like, "Are you not seeing the problem yet?" Even though I'm an idiot, at least in this case, knowing how old the house is reasonable enough for some ghost to linger around. But the fact that the property was designed specifically to harness spiritual energy or serve as a conduit for mystical forces. You might think I'm referring to someone specific here in my title. Maybe I once told my neighbor a joke that was so funny that he is still laughing at it to this day. And maybe he didn't last long before the laughter took his life and he was buried under the name Jack the Smiling Fist. Well, as much as this may sound stupid and impossible, do you know you can actually live a better life if you don't use credit cards? And you thought I was actually going to say, did you know that that laughter story was real? Well, again, maybe there is a story like it somewhere in this world, which brings me to my next point, Jack. I didn't bring up his name for no reason. Yes, fellas, this man is real. And no, he isn't my neighbor. I don't have neighbors with that name. I never had one, as long as I remember. None whom I buried as far as I'm concerned. Smiling Jack is a real person whom people have described as a man trapped inside a mausoleum, begging to be let out, only to disappear when police arrive. I'm not sure why he was referred to as a smiling dude, and no one surely knows, but maybe he was a happy dude who ended up having a happily ever after life. Ian is investigating the cemetery where this ghostly spirit is reported to have been encountered. The cemetery dates back to 1886, when Colonel William Marshall buried his warhorse, Dawn, on his land. This land was later converted into a public cemetery in 1902. Many believe various spirits haunt their graves and mausoleums here, including Dawn himself. Visitors have reported hearing disembodied galloping sounds and seeing hoof prints at night. Ian began investigating, and here come some unknown voices out of nowhere calling him out, while some sounds were heard, like bangings and knocks. Knocks on what exactly? Maybe on that one mausoleum where an unknown lighting was encountered, as the place shouldn't be lit up. Angels were looking at Ian. Okay, now this is ridiculous. We can tolerate the vase dropping in front of him, the orbs caught on camera, the shadowy figure right behind the stained glass window, but actual real angel apparitions, that's way too far. I meant the angel statues. They turned around and looked at the investigator.
Take a sledgehammer to get in there. Kind of makes me wonder why they would seal it. Like, what reason would they have to do that? I don't know. It's pretty weird. Whoa, what was that? Hello? Hello? Okay. I just heard something right ahead of me here. Are you the spirit that haunts this mausoleum? Are you over here? Give me a sign if you're here. Okay, that was over here. Hello? Hello? There's nobody. I keep hearing like footsteps walking around this. Where'd you go? I'm hearing you. It sounded like a man's voice. It came from this way. Over by these tombstones. Is there someone over here? Okay. Holy. I heard that loud and clear. Holy shit. Holy crap. That was right behind me. Are you a spirit that is attached to one of these graves? Oh, whoa. Holy moly. That was just an orb. It just floated across this tombstone. It's gone now. He's completely gone. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was a loud bang. It came from in here. I could literally hear it echoing. Hello? Is someone in here? Whoa. This thing just made a noise. What the heck? Dude, what the heck? This thing's making weird noises. I'll try to snap a photo of it. Whoa, weird. Dude, there's like a bunch of orbs all around it. What the heck? There's orbs floating everywhere. All around this thing. Whoa, whoa, what the? Did that just move? That freaking angel just turned and looked at me. Do you see that? It's looking right at me. I'm actually really creeped out by this. I do not want to go towards it. Would you be able to move it again? If so, touch the green light. Ooh, okay, okay. Let's see if it moves. What? What? Did you see that? Holy shit, it just moved again. Hello? Whoa, dude, I just heard rustling. What was that? It came from this grave over here. Who's over here? I mean you no harm. Oh, weird. This grave is like buried in the trees. You can't even see it. There it is. Grove. It's definitely a fitting name. Was that you who moved these bushes? Oh, jeez! Oh! I take that as a yes. Holy crap. God damn, that nearly gave me a heart attack. Hello? Is anyone in there? Holy... Someone just said hello. My name is Ian. I've got chills. I don't know if it's a good idea. Whoa! Did that just move? That door just opened even more! I'm getting a really eerie feeling in here, guys. Oh, what was that? Oh God, get me out of there. Oh God, damn. That thing just launched right at me. This fence is in the way. That is so weird. I've never seen that before. What? What the hell? What the hell is going on? The light just went out. It literally just went out. Who is in here? I can barely even see in there. The mesh. And I can see enough. Enough to know that there's no one in there. I mean, why would there be? It's locked. There's no way to get in there. I think I'd be more freaked out if there was an actual person in there. What the hell is that? Do you hear that? That sounds like banging sounds. I think I know where that's coming from too. No way this is happening. No way this is happening. Oh, oh, do you hear that? Oh, dude, that is literally Smiling Jack's door. And he's banging on it. And now it's completely stopped. Give me a sign that you're here with me. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy shit. Holy shit. Smiling Jack, are you in there? I just heard a voice echoing in there. Holy freaking moly! What the? Oh my God. That sent a jolt down my spine. It's like glowing. It's glowing. There's shadow in there.
I already have a sense of fear of any statues that resemble humanoid creatures, and since angels are sculpted to look like humans, that adds to the list of things I'm freaked out by, so the moment such paranormal phenomena occurs, I will already be out of there. Ahmad is back to what he calls one of the more dangerous abandoned houses out there. This house, or more like this whole building, is abandoned. The question is, how does he easily find a whole abandoned building? Like, a single house is understandable, but the whole building. Okay, so Ahmad enters the place, and he immediately feels it. It was intriguing, it was noisy, and worst of all, it was loud. That was his phone ringing suddenly, causing him to jump. But then he began the actual investigation, and all came down on him, hammering him with terrifying paranormal activities on a level he had never witnessed before. Perhaps I'm over-exaggerating here. However, that doesn't mean it was intense. He began hearing sounds of thuds. Some were heavy, some were light. He never stepped back. He wanted to know, could there be a homeless man homelessing with him? I mean, messing with him, trying to play a prank on him. But he couldn't find a trace of anyone. The problem escalated when he began navigating from one house to another as he became aware that the paranormal isn't only haunting one apartment but multiple. The sound proceeded. In fact, these sounds became more intense and more consistent until he finally found one of the rooms these thuds were coming from. It was a bedroom that had wall closets. At first, he didn't find anything strange about these closets, as he did acknowledge that he doesn't feel comfortable around closets. They scare him. That doesn't mean that he can't use the closets in his house. Otherwise, he would be on the ground crawling and asking for help. No, he meant closets in abandoned places. He is right, though. What if there is some harmful dude hiding in there? The closet he found began acting funky as the doors were slamming. He tried to avoid staying in that room, but these doors kept moving on their own until the last moment when he tried to take a peek at them from outside before he began running as the ghosts slammed the door on his face.
في حدا؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. في حدا؟ اوف اوف. حلو. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شفتوا مقبرة؟ لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. في حدا؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الباب سكر لحاله. يما في أصوات. هيو سامعين؟ سمعت الصوت؟ الأصوات كتير جوا. قسما بالله رعبت. سمعتوا الصوت؟ حلو. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله. يما أنا بخاف من الخزانات والله يا جماعة. في حدا، في حدا والله. لا 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 لا. والله في وحدة من في واحد كان واقف. إذا بدكم إياني أغادر المكان اثبت وجودك. لا إله إلا الله. هذا الباب سكر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وأعطيتهم، طلبت منهم إشارة. يعني أنتم متخيلين الموضوع؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. في صوت طلع في أصوات عند الخزانة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يما يما شوفي. بسم الله. في حدا؟
He did mention multiple times that he felt like someone was standing right behind him. Well, you never know. Perhaps that could be your guardian angel, watching you throwing yourself in the mud of these ghosts. When I ask you, what is the worst place you can think of to practice black magic? You would think it would be inside some religious building such as mosques and churches, and that answer might be correct in some way. But if you ask me, old abandoned buildings, and especially the bathroom section in them, are probably the dirtiest, most evil places to practice such things. Yeah, I know I sound ridiculous here, but since when did I sound like a logical being? Anyhow, proceeding with this never-ending story, bathrooms are one of the favorites for demons, since they're dirty and can't be places to say any prayers. And here come our two fellows in the next video, who thought to themselves that it would be a great idea if they tried to conduct a ritual right in the middle of a bathroom in an abandoned building. First, they had to set up their equipment and then prepare themselves. They created a circle with salt, lit up candles around it, and placed a doll that looks nothing like a friendly toy. And here they began the rituals. They sensed the presence of something evil, not because they are sensory types, but due to the sounds they heard that they couldn't explain. But these could have been speculations until the real paranormal activity kicked in. As the door behind one of them was swiped wide open, they couldn't believe it, but they had to continue the ritual. More sounds were heard, some like bangs. But remember when I said that doll looked nothing friendly? Yeah, I may have said that, and it was true. The doll they had in there had to make sure the investigators were conscious and aware of their surroundings, so it moved right in front of them. And to finish things off, it seems like whatever ghost possessing that doll turned off some candles as a way of concluding their activity.
از طریق درگاه آینه لطفاً وارد این پیشکش ورزش شد. ای موجود مقربی، از طریق درگاه آینه وارد این پیشکش ورزش شد. ای موجود مقربی، از طریق آینه محمد ای موجود مقربی، از طریق آینه محمد ای موجود ماورایی، اگه اینجا حضور داری، اگر وارد عروسک شدی، لطفاً یه نشونه بهمون بده. من چیزی اسم از تو چالو میاد. اگر وارد عروسک شدی، لطفاً یه نشونه بهمون بده. محمد. تمام عروسک دیگه بود. تمام شما دیگه بودن. حضور داره. وارد شده محمد. یه بابا از من خواهی میشین. اگه روز عبا هستی، دست راست در عروسک رو تکون بده. اگه جز ارجن هستی، دست چپ رو تکون بده. اگه جز شیاطین هستی، عروسک رو محمد. اگه جزء شیاطین هستی عروسک و محمد دیدم یکی خوب شد محمد خوب شد محمد اگه همیشه هم خاموش بشه نمیتونی اضافه بکنی کن بشین بچه ها محمد شب سلام بشین محمد بشین سلام بخونیم بچه ها اگه این سلام رو بخوام بخونیم باید یه دونش هم حداقل روشن باشه محمد این سلام بخونیم
I wouldn't really want to stay longer if it was up to me, and I would take such a decision right after the doll moves. If she moves, then that means she is possessed, which could also result in me being possessed afterwards. If I ever pass away under any circumstances, and I will and should, I don't want anyone to mistake me for someone else. And I know, folks, you have been counting on me for a long time, but unfortunately, I won't last forever with my tedious behavior and stupid lines. At least I will try to live up to my potential. What potential? I don't know. So, where were we? Oh yeah, the personalities mix up. As I said, if I was to be mistaken for someone else, then I would be very angry. Was I really that bland and plain in life that I could not be recognized? How sad and pitiful. Which brings me to the situation that took place with Franco in the next video during his investigation. It took place in a mansion in Argentina, and the owner of that property passed away a long time ago. But how? Well, I just told them I couldn't receive my order 5 minutes late, and they gave it to me for free. No, I meant, how did he pass away? And how should I know that? It was a long time ago when it happened, and I wasn't there with him. Are you condemning me as the one behind the incident that ultimately ended his life? The incident in which he took a rope, wrapped it around his neck, then hung it on the ceiling, and the rest is history. Also, 2 bodies of children were found in there. What were they doing in there? What do you think? Buried. Also, it's important to mention that people from the church give a visit every now and then to bless the place. That's nice of them that they still care. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, here comes Franco, who, even before getting inside, encountered something from the outside window and heard some sounds. But the real party kicks in when he gets in there, when the footsteps can be heard, the doors opening on their own with their squeaking noises, and the lights flashing. And obviously, I can't forget about the most important part, when Franco mistook the statue of Pablo for Carlos's.
For a minute I thought I was going to be seeing dogs coming after me because I thought I heard something in the forest. It's so huge out here with the property. What the hell is that? Come on. Look at this place. What? I literally just had something. This door just opened up on me on my way inside. I don't know if that was positive or negative air pressure because I opened up these doors here or not. I have questions for you. I want to know, why was there 2 bodies found underneath this house? Did you have anything to do with it? Do you know who did it? Do you mind telling me, Carlos? I'm literally hearing noises outside. Hear that? Carlos, are you walking? I'm literally getting noises outside. And the K2's going off. Carlos, are you here with me in this room? Holy shit. Carlos, can you tell me what happened? This is another statue of Carlos. Here. Oh my God. His name is Pablo Martin. This is a statue of Pablo. Pablo, I am so sorry for calling you Carlos. I won't forget. I've gotten confused. I've been bamboozled. You were probably stomping your feet, getting upset that I was calling you something different. Is that what it was? I just heard a noise. Pablo? Just talk with me, Pablo. I just got a light. The light just flickered. Pablo? Do you want to talk with me? Are the lights going on and off in here or what? Whoever's in this room with me, can you do it again? That's the first time I've seen that. Look at this. I don't know if that was probably swaying or just randomly sways. But ever so slightly it's kind of moving. See it? I want to see if this one's moving. What's up with the weird art? With the statues? Those sound like mice. Are you happy? Are you okay with me being here? I'm like clenching onto my flashlight right now. Do you not want me to go upstairs? I'm gonna have to go up there whether you like it or not. I don't know if that's a banging sound or something on the floor moving. Pablo? Okay, I lied. I'm gonna turn on my flashlight.
Intense.
Intense. Yes, this is very intense.
I wouldn't dare stay there for a second. Honestly, this place is what I call a royal palace of nightmares. That's a nice made-up line I just came up with. But these doors have enough terror with their noise when being moved to send me into a coma. What a drama queen. One of the most intriguing things about the next video is the fact that the people who were in the place didn't even know what they were capturing. The video, which surprised me a little, was recorded in 2015, which means before TikTok was even a thing. The video was not being recorded for purposes like haunting ghosts or capturing a creepy moment. To be honest, I don't even know why it was recorded. The ones who were in the building were two old grannies. They were assigned to clean the place before the renovation began. You might ask me, why are they going to renovate the place? What was it for to begin with? Well, sit on my lap, my son, and pretend I'm your old man Santa telling you a quick story. This place was built back in 1874 in East London. It served as a psychiatric hospital where they had solitary confinement cells down in the basement. It was then abandoned before they decided to turn it into a residential building, but they had to clean it up first and then renovate it. Now that you know the story, you can hop off my lap. I can't take the weight any longer. The lady that was recording the video captured many voices. Some were screams of pain, like an adult groaning, while others were like a kid crying. To all of our surprise, neither of the two heard any one of these voices in real time.
Yeah.
The fact that I thought that these voices were natural from a nearby building, or maybe the street, was just that amusing. But there is nothing nearby that building where you can hear people crying for help and pain. Even if there were buildings near this one, these sounds shouldn't be present under normal circumstances. Speaking of normal circumstances, do you know that it isn't normal for you to not subscribe and watch the next video on screen?